because we are now live with another episode of the North Carolina Tar Heels podcast. How you living, Tar Heel Nation? How y'all doing? Welcome back for another episode. I am one of your hosts, doing none of the absolute most. Tornado McCray, Myron McCray, on the scouts of the internet, captain of the Hooligan Express, and right over there is my co-host. Sir, how you living? And introduce the peoples to who you are and what you're about.
Yo, what's good? What's happening? How you living? It's your boy, Ricebox26, aka, well, not even aka, Joel Rice, aka Ricebox26. I'm out here screwing up my whole intro, and it's terrible. But here he is, another week, talk about what's going down in the Tar Heel.
Apologies for the little 5-minute delay. Was working on some things, but as y'all can see, we actually kind of created a little nicer background, a little something. And then y'all know at the bottom, y'all can follow us and here. Now, granted, for you, _26 is only your Twitter, right?
It is only my Twitter.
Okay. So for him, take out the underscore. You can find him on everything else.
Yeah.
But y'all know what to do. Join us. Who changed this?
Who changed what?
Who changed our color of this? Why is it? Oh, well, whatever. I'll change the color. Oh, did you make it black?
Make what black? What are you talking about?
The blocks look black. Oh, the color. I know what to do.
Yeah, but those are there already. I didn't do that.
You sure? It sounds like something you would do.
Twas not me.
Twas not you? All right.
Twas not me.
But we got a few things on the docket, man. Like, there is actually quite a number of things on the docket. First things first, and I do want to address it because I know you and I were happy about this, and we were happy to see this happen for our man Omarion Hampton getting drafted into the NFL. And for better or for worse, Omarion Hampton actually got drafted to the San Diego Chargers, right?
The LA Chargers, yep. And a spot that actually makes sense for him. And to be honest, I'm super happy about it because, yeah, we talked about a bunch of different options that he had going into this, and a bunch of different teams that could really use him. But going to the Chargers, which, as we saw last year, have a better offensive situation than they did 2 years ago. It's a good running back room, especially now where he has, because he should be what? Old buddy from Ohio State that was with Baltimore for a while. I can't remember what his name is right now.
Dobbins?
Yeah, J.K. Dobbins is there, and another dude from Baltimore.
I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head.
So it's about to be a pretty good power backfield, and then on top of that, going in with Harbaugh as a coach.
I am just happy.
They're going to run the ball. All of them are about to eat.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm just happy the man didn't go to Dallas. I'm gonna be 100%. I was like, please don't let this great talent go get wasted in a Cowboy uniform. Like,
that's facts. And then on top of that, it was already shown and thought to be that one, he was already moving up draft stock throughout the draft process. Like, he was moving up steadily until now, easily a first round pick. People weren't sure where he was going to go. They thought, okay, he's going to be maybe late first round. If he does go first round, he's going to go probably around that 17 to 32 range, the back half.
Honestly, I didn't see
or early second round.
The only reason he would have fell to second round to me is if, like, no teams, even teams that needed running backs, took a running back in the first round. That was the only way I could have seen him falling.
If no running backs went in all first round, then yeah, he was going to be a second rounder.
He was going to be a second round. But if there was anybody who was definitely worthy of a first round pick, it was him. And also, don't know if you know this, but he became the 26th first round pick in UNC history. And that is the most first round picks for any college football program in the state of North Carolina. So UNC is where you go to play football, not NC State, not Wake Forest. No, in the state of North Carolina, it is at Chapel Hill.
Definitely not Duke.
Oh, hell.
But we all knew that.
We all know this.
So, and speaking of draft picks, right? So, another big thing is Omarion was the only draft pick in 3 days. No other North Carolina player got drafted.
Yeah, but
the rest of them are undrafted free agents.
I was about to say, a lot of them are some some undrafted free agents, and we happy to see them make it
Right.
to the league too.
So 7 guys go as undrafted free agents. You got Willie Lampkin went to the Rams.
Yup.
Power Eccles went to Chicago.
Yup.
Elijah Huzzy went to Houston.
Yup.
Bryson Nesbitt went to Minnesota.
Yup.
J.J. Jones to Jacksonville.
Yup.
John Copenhaver joins Jones in Jacksonville, and Nate McCollum is an undrafted free agent to the Giants.
Yes,
So
sir.
even if they weren't picked in the draft, pretty much everybody that went to the draft outside of Kamen Rucker ended up being undrafted free agents. And I don't doubt Rucker, and Rucker more than likely got invited, I think, because Rucker and another guy, and I can't remember his name right now, and I'm mad I can't find the article with his name in it, got minicamp invite. So there's still a chance for them to make a pro team at this point. So there's no worry about whether they're going to do it, whether they're not. It's just a matter of time on how they perform going out of rookie minicamp into training camp and OTAs and all that stuff. So keep your eyes on them.
True, and I'll be honest with y'all guys.
I see Rucker making at least practice squad for somebody.
And I'll be honest, guys, that deserves a soundbite. I forgot which soundbite is which from last week because I've been doing everything else. So hopefully this is the right button.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, that's why he's MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
I was hoping I had the right soundbite. I'm like, I think this is the right one I want to use. So we're actually real happy to see all these Tar Heel legends get one. Obviously, Omarion Hampton being drafted is amazing, but two, all the rest of those guys being signed as undrafted free agents. Sometimes, it's not the road you want to go, but as long as you get in the door, bro, that's the main thing. That's all we care about. That's all anybody wants. As long as you can get in the door, you're in the facility. At that point,
You're welcome.
We live now. How'd you do that?
You're welcome.
Hey! Wait, my shirt inside out? What the hell? I just realized my shirt is inside out.
I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think anybody else would have noticed had you said nothing. You just out here wearing a black shirt, like
right
here. Nobody said nothing. Like you just outed yourself for no reason.
Hey, listen, bro. Sometimes I got it honest. You know that I got it honest, but I do want to say this from one Tar Heel to another. As you look about it, former Tar Heel legend Sam Howell, in terms of the trade, he actually was involved in the draft this weekend, and not in the way that you would actually think. Sam Howell was actually traded over this weekend for some draft picks. I did see
that he had traded during the
for those who didn't see
what the terms were, but
yeah, for those who didn't see, the Seattle Seahawks traded Sam Howell. They traded him and the 172nd pick to move up and grab the 142nd pick from the Minnesota Vikings, which I'm not against Sam going there. I do feel bad for him, though, because this will be his third team in 4 years since he's come into the league in 2022. So it's like 22, because he didn't play but one game in 22. 2023, he was the starter for Washington.
He started all of 23. And honestly, for how bad of a team it was, didn't put up bad numbers.
He put up, listen, as bad as the O-line they had and as bad as the team it was, the man threw 39-46. He threw for 3,900 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 21 interceptions. To be honest, you can't ask more of him.
Because you got to remember, he did this with the same organization that literally turned their backs, with an offensive line that literally turned their backs on Dwayne Haskins.
I'm saying.
So, to do what he did was great.
I thought he did phenomenal. I thought he did a great job. And now he's going to a place in Minnesota where the quarterback room is him, J.J. McCarthy, and Brett Rippon. Rippin. I don't know how to say his last name.
So yeah, he could easily.
He's easily QB2.
He honestly, there's a wide open competition. Honestly, like Brett Rippon doesn't count, but
wow,
the rest of
them Brett Rippon fans gonna be on you, bro. Them Brett Rippon fans. I don't care. Them Brett Rippon fans gonna come for your neck.
Then you clearly haven't watched him play in the NFL. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. If you will come for me saying that Brett Rippon don't count, you clearly have not watched that man play since college. Clearly.
Like
Not
I'm
saying
gonna
that
say
not saying he's garbage because he's definitely better than me. Because man made it to the league. However, he will
hey,
forever ride bench. It is what it is.
wow. I ain't gonna front. Somebody gonna come for your neck. They are a Brett Rippin stan. They
Please,
love Rippin,
please,
and you are just is listen, bro. They
please,
coming for you. They coming for you.
please. That's okay. I don't care.
Nah,
Because
but
I
I'm gonna
said,
say this.
I'm gonna say it again.
I'm gonna say this though. I'm not gonna say it's a wide open competition. However, I clearly think Sam Howell's QB2. Even if they haven't had competition yet between him and Brett, I clearly think Sam is QB2.
Oh, definitely.
Like
Definitely.
the only reason why
He
I
should
don't
go
think
on to the depth chart starting the season, even starting off season as QB2.
the only reason why I don't think he's QB1 or I don't think it's a wide open competition is because they gave Minnesota got rid of Sam Darnold. They didn't re-sign him or try to keep him. And Sam Darnold got them to the NFC title game last year, if I'm recalling
True.
correct.
And then on top of that, remember JJ McCarthy's a first round pick.
Exactly.
Who didn't get a chance to who even in preseason did very well in preseason.
Because you and I both talked about that. Because I was like, with how Sam Darnold did, I was telling you, nah, they gonna keep JJ. Like,
yeah.
And you was like, I don't know. Sam did good. I'm like, nah, they put too much stock in JJ not to like give him the keys, at least to start. But I do bringing in Sam.
I feel like you twisted my argument a little bit because that's not because we weren't talking about JJ McCarthy staying. We were talking about Sam Darnold staying.
And I knew JJ. I said Sam. Okay, if I'm twisting your argument, here was my point, and we'll clear the air now. If I'm twisting your argument, first off, I'll be a man and apologize to you outright. My whole standpoint was Sam wasn't gonna stay because they put so much stock into JJ McCarthy. That was my whole stance because JJ was their first round pick, and all he did was tore his ACL, which is why he missed the season. That's why I said I'm like Sam Darnold just proved he could carry a team. He was definitely going to be QB2, and so now I believe it was JJ's time. Now I will say this: if JJ somehow, and I'm not wishing this on him, if he ends up injured again, and Sam Howell goes and does the same thing, and leads them to the playoffs, a deep playoff run, then Minnesota might think about getting rid of JJ.
Right. So now you're not fully now. When I say twisted my argument, I'm not saying that you fully just like changed everything I said. That's not what happened. I think the focus got shifted a little bit because I was on that same side of the argument of, yeah, we already know JJ's not going anywhere. Now we were talking about how there was rumor that he was potentially a trade option going into the offseason. But the main concern was, okay, is Sam Darnold going to stay based off of one, quarterback competition heating up, JJ McCarthy not really getting a chance to go in and really prove anything, but Sam's taking you to the playoffs. And three, and if they do keep Sam, are they going to be able to afford Sam? Because he's going to want more money for the fact of I took you out to the playoffs.
Not even to the playoffs. I had y'all as the one. I had y'all as the 1 seed or a 2 seed. Yeah, I had y'all
top
seeds
in the playoffs. And I'm gonna need some kind of compensation for that. And that was the biggest question. Is like, are you gonna pay him? And basically we all saw no, they weren't.
I'm not paying.
Yeah, Seattle's gonna pay him.
Seattle will pay him. Actually,
I
don't think Seattle picked him up.
They did pick him up.
They picked up Sam? Oh, okay.
They picked up him and Drew Lock. So Drew Lock is going back to Seattle. Yep, I said the same thing.
Wait, I remember Drew Lock being in Denver. He was in Seattle too.
Drew Lock was in Denver. He went to Seattle after that. Then he went to New York, and now he's back in Seattle. This is his second stint in Seattle.
Ew. Well, at least they like you.
I mean, at least they like him. I'll give you that. But my problem is, if Sam goes down, or if Sam's trash, luckily enough, you drafted Jalen Milroe.
Yeah, that is
luckily
true.
Enough, you drafted Geno 2.0.
That is true, but we gotta get off of that. So Sam Howell, first things first, we hope you do well in Minnesota as a Tar Heel. Like, I'd love to see you get some PT, but you getting PT means McCarthy got injured, and I never want to wish injury on anybody.
Listen, kill it in the preseason, kill it in minicamp, and
You
just be
know what?
prepared if something happens.
Here's
That's
what
all
I'll
I can say.
say. Here's what I'll say. Kill it, like he said, kill it preseason, kill it in minicamp, and be ready if another team loses their starter or whatever the case may be, and you get traded again, and you get to go ball out. But do want to talk about some transfer portal chaos because, first of all, who was it last week that was in this comment section that said they were taking Bo from us? You remember last week when they were like, "Oh, we look like we taking Bo Atkinson from y'all"?
Oh yeah,
yeah. So let me explain to y'all. First things first, when I found this out, Bo Atkinson, I love you. I do. Ohio State is where you transferred my dog? Nah, he knows. He knows how I feel about Ohio State. Ohio State is where you transferred, bro. That's where you want to go? I was sick. Sick to my stomach, bro. But when I look at this list of transfers, like, so players we're losing, right? So check this out. Bo Atkinson, he's confirmed he's going to Ohio State. DeAndre Boykins, who was supposed to be transferring to Coastal, has now switched and is going to Oklahoma State. I low-key don't like that part of the transfer portal where it's like, oh, I have one team, and then all of a sudden you switch it up and go to another thing. Like, once you make a decision, I feel like that. I feel like in the portal, whatever team you make a decision to, that's the team you have to play for next season. You get one chance to make a decision. Better make the right one. That's just me.
I'll let you change your mind once.
You get 70. You get a week. You get a week.
You get 72 hours.
You get 72 hours.
So 3 days.
And then Terry, I'm a butcher his. I've always butchered his last name, but I'm saying Wabusi Azelia. Yeah, I'm in the
Wabusi Azelia.
Wabusi Azelia. He transferred to Vanderbilt. The Law brothers, they transferred to Memphis. Joel Starling's transferred to Maryland. Desmond Jackson actually transferred to UNC Charlotte, so he's actually still in state. Crazy enough. And Lucas Osada, our kicker, or one of our kickers, has transferred out and gone to Illinois.
So, speaking of that real quick, speaking of just transfers real quick. So, because remember, they were talking about Rashada from Georgia possibly coming and visiting North Carolina. We talked about it last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that man decided to go to Sacramento State, which would make his fourth team he's gone to.
Why?
Don't know.
What?
I just looked at it like, first of all, the fact that you have transferred to 4 teams and have only started for 1, and I think like 2 games, is ridiculous to me.
That's
at some point, there needs to be some kind of self-evaluation on how you are as a player. If you're having to transfer to so many teams to feel like you need to be somewhere, because like I said, you were at Georgia, you were stuck behind Puglisi, Gunnar Stockton, and Carson Beck.
Beck.
You lost the backup battle to Gunnar Stockton during the offseason. Then you come in here, lose again to the freshman. So now it's like, okay, let me just leave. How about, and this is just me being tough coach. How about you reevaluate yourself? This is Coach Rice spoke. How about you just reevaluate yourself as a player and find out what is it about what I do that's causing me to come up short?
Nah, Coach. You wanna know why? Coach? Because it's these other people. They hating on my skill set. It's the politics of the other people. That's why.
So you keep running from school to school to escape the politics. Okay. All right.
Yeah, it's their fault. I don't know how that sounds, but I'm hoping it sounds funny. No? Okay.
That was just so out of left field. I didn't know what
You didn't like it?
that was so out of left field.
Because it's the thing, I can't hear the feedback of it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to test it, see how it goes.
So out of left field. You'll hear it later.
Ah.
When this is done, we go back and watch
Hey,
it.
listen, because I was going to use that as my argument because I was about to play up the part real quick. Be like, yeah, nah, coach, it's their fault. They hating on me. Nah, but
they hate on.
But
They hate
even
on you
with
for many
that,
reasons.
like as I look at the transfer list, and we have 5 guys who still haven't declared on if they even leaving. They've just entered the portal. Amari Campbell still hasn't made a decision. Rodney Laura, Ryan Word, Curtis Simpson, and Michael Short. A lot of them kind of like freshmen, redshirt freshmen. So I see why they're in the portal if they don't feel like they're going to get PT.
Right.
I can see that. But I will say the transfers that are coming in that have committed: Jordan Hall, offensive tackle from UAB; Joseph Mapoyi, the edge rusher from Penn State; DeAndre Robinson, D lineman from Florida. I like that. I like that one. Then you got Isaiah Johnson, D lineman from Arizona; Willow Steen, offensive tackle from Jacksonville State; Gannon Burt, long snapper from Florida; Jacob, and I think Burt was the last one. Horvath
Jacob
and Wilson,
Horvath
I think,
and Adrian Wilson from Colorado.
Yeah, I think those were from those confirmed from last week. I didn't.
I don't remember talking about Adrian Wilson. I remember Jacob Horvath.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, I must say, then we got Jalen McGill reclassifying so he can play immediately.
I know you were excited about that one.
I was excited about that,
bro. I said that. Okay, so let me ask this question. He was a junior going into his senior year of high school,
right?
And was going to be class of 2026. And this could be just me being dumb, me being naive, or not digging deep enough into understanding this part of recruiting classes and such. How do you reclass and essentially forego your senior season and immediately jump up to college? Is it kind of like how when you're a kid? Is it kind of like how when you're an 8th grader but you're good enough to play varsity, so you just jump up and play?
So how that situation runs is basically what he's deciding to do is graduate high school early. So what he's doing basically what he's doing is he's either taking like nighttime classes or taking classes at a university somewhere that's going to give him the credits that he needs to go ahead and apply to graduate early. I had a couple of classmates myself that graduated early.
Okay, so basically right now he's probably been taking since school ended or is about to end, has been taking all his senior classes and will probably have those finished up over the course of the summer. That way he can enroll and be in 2025 fall and be ready to go this year.
Right. And he's probably already in like honors classes and stuff like that. So that's probably already gave him enough credit, like probably with the GPA and all that's giving him enough credits to be like, okay, if you do blank, 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 and blank by graduation this summer, by May, then you'll be able to, you'll graduate early, you'll walk with the 2025 class and you'll be able to do what you got to do.
Nah, man. Because if he didn't, he basically would have just been sitting in high school, just here for football, and that's it.
Right. Basically, if he didn't do that, then he technically wouldn't be a graduate, and they technically wouldn't let him play. So he wouldn't be able to reclassify if he didn't qualify to be in the 2025 class of graduates. So,
okay.
Because you can take college credit courses. You can take college courses in high school.
Yeah.
Because heck, my high school used to run, I think it was like college English and a couple of other things. There were night classes that you used to take for Tri-County out here. So you could do that. But if you didn't have those credits, it wasn't happening.
My school did the same thing because you had like AP English, you had AP English, AP Math, and then AP Chemistry. And there were a couple other AP courses. I ain't gonna front. My mom had me in AP English, or it was AP Lit and AP Math, AP Calculus. I kept Calculus. Didn't know she put me. Listen, did not know or didn't really. Yeah, I actually did not know she put me in AP Lit until I got to school. Bro, there was a test the first day. They were like, it was the summer materials. I was like, I didn't get no summer materials. I immediately dropped that class and switched it. for ROTC. So, Mama, if you're watching this, yeah, I never got the materials. That's why I dropped that class. I know you got mad at me back then, but listen, I never got the summer material. And part of me was like,
Listen,
bro, it's my senior year. Like,
listen, I want an AP nothing.
listen, no, but here's the thing. I hit a compromise with my mom because she made sense. I needed to make sure I had like some college credits, make sure I was good heading into it. So she wanted me to try and take like a lot of AP classes my senior year. I'm like, my senior year, I'm trying to chill, bro. I'm trying to relax. Like, I ain't even trying to do much around here. So we made a compromise. I kept AP calculus, and I dropped that. I dropped that for ROTC, and because it was my first year doing ROTC in high school, I was in a whole class full of freshmen and whatnot. So I was in like the beginner course. So I just used it for an extra workout period and weightlifting for football, basketball, and baseball that whole year. It was fun though. I don't regret it. I do not regret it, man. But the biggest thing I want to talk about tonight, hey, let's go. Let's go. Unrelated news. Y'all don't understand. I'm a Pacers fan. So is he. Hey, Boston. Hey, Webb. Rematch. It's time for the rematch.
And I'll talk to you about that later.
Yep. But that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, the biggest thing
This
that
nonsense.
we had to talk that, bro, I told you when I brought this up, you were going to be shooketh. This one was gonna get you. And I thought it was
So you know, a funny thing is, I actually came across something random about this earlier, and I basically just ignored it because I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, he's just letting her do whatever he wants, or whatever she wants is basically what's happening here.
like
Then I came across another 2 articles about 20 minutes ago.
So, for those of you who don't know, apparently there have been reports that UNC is concerned about Bill Belichick's girlfriend and the influence she has over him. Like, now I got to pull up the article to show y'all this, bro. Hold up. Let me pull up the article, because when I tell you, seeing this and reading this article, it had me dying laughing. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Where is it?
I honestly wanted to see the interview at this point.
That's what I'm saying. Because here we go.
Because apparently the girl that went on the interview interrupted. So I think they said at least 10 times during the interview, shutting down questions about his book. Book.
So
Did you ain't write the book? He wrote it.
So supposedly, so this is on Bleacher Report, y'all. This is the headline photo they used. You see how she looking at him? I ain't gonna front. She look like she about to take some money out. He concerned on the program. She concerned on what she's trying to get out of him.
She
But
about
that's
to take
just
something.
But so here's what the article reads. As Bill Belichick prepares for his first season in North Carolina, there are reportedly concerns about his girlfriend's influence over him. During an interview with Tony Doka, that's all I'm going to say, Dokapil of CBS Mornings, there were a handful of awkward moments, including one in which Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, shut down a question about how they met, saying, "We're not talking about this." According to TMZ, moments like that, which occurred during the interview on Sunday, aren't sitting well with North Carolina, and there's a growing sense this could become a problem. TMZ added there are personnel at UNC who are concerned about Hudson's influence on the head coach, seemingly taking on a role as his manager. It's still unclear what exactly Hudson's role is, but it's clear she's serving as some kind of public relations manager for Belichick. Earlier this year, Belichick asked North Carolina staffers to copy Hudson on certain emails, specifically those regarding social media and web content. That request doesn't seem that out of the ordinary, as it makes sense that a 72-year-old Belichick would want his 24-year-old girlfriend to handle anything regarding his social media. But there are some other interesting involvement from Hudson over the past few months. The Athletic's Matt Baker reported earlier this month that Hudson emailed UNC's social media team asking them to promote Bill's son, Steve Belichick, as his own established, credible entity. Steve Belichick was eventually named defensive coordinator. Baker also noted that Hudson's email signature identifies her as the chief operating officer of Belichick Productions. Whatever Hudson's role is doesn't seem to be posing a serious issue at the moment, but it appears the higher ups at North Carolina fear things could get out of hand eventually. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Chief chief operating officer or chief officer of Belichick Productions in the email headline, bro. That you must be looking for the interview.
No, I'm reading this. There's a so WEEI with what was his name? Dang it, I just had him too. With Ted Johnson. Basically, the article's talking about Ted Johnson. UNC should consider firing Belichick. Is
Already?
what the article reads. So basically, based off of how the interview on CBS went, an interview that featured multiple instances of Hudson shutting down questions while sitting off to the side. Belichick's bosses at UNC apparently took note, with TMZ reporting on Monday that folks at UNC are now concerned about Hudson's influence on Belichick's tenure as the head coach in Chapel Hill, especially with her essentially taking a role as his manager. Because she did also claim that she is the CEO or chief executive officer of Belichick Productions, is what she calls it.
Yeah. So I have
And they're saying
found
there's a growing sense of it becoming a problem. And let's see here. Hudson took on
but
an Instagram on Tuesday to share an email from Belichick about their strategy to promote his new book, The Art of Winning, and teased a full statement to be released later today as the time this was published, and said statement has not been yet released.
so I have found the interview if you're trying to watch it.
Will in a second. I want to get through this real quick. So, so this is what Ted Johnson had to say about the situation. I've always been hesitant about that hire because I hold college coaches to a higher standard than I do NFL coaches. When it comes to morally, they're supposed to be leaders of men, set a good example, that kind of thing. So that leads me to what's going on at UNC with Bill Belichick. I'm surprised that UNC never called Atlanta on why they passed on Bill Belichick in that hiring in Atlanta. My feeling is that Atlanta Falcons are kind of looking at UNC going, you should have called us.
One, I get that.
Oh, hold on, there's a little bit more.
Okay.
And I say all that to say this, that I think that Carolina Tar Heels should consider firing Bill Belichick. They should consider letting him go at this point. It's a lot of money, and they're in deep in their preparation for next year. But I look at Belichick, and I wonder if he's fit to coach an NFL team, let alone fit to coach a college team, which, again, I put more onus on the character and personality of a college coach than I do a pro coach. So I'm worried that Bill Belichick just isn't the fit to coach college kids, and UNC should consider cutting ties with Belichick. To which somebody responded with, I just think what you've seen so far, the behaviors with Jordan, that dynamic, her being on the football field, her kind of just, I think, embarrassing Bill. People want to go, well, she's taking control of Bill. You think Bill doesn't have any say in how things go? Of course he does. He's okay with what she's doing. He's okay with her. You don't think he knows that email was being posted on her Instagram? Of course he knows. He's signing off on that. And so to me, those are bad decisions that make him and the university look really bad, and question whether and basically the follow-up was, and so to me that makes the bad decisions that make him and the university look really bad, and question whether or not he is of sound mind and should be running a football team at the University of North Carolina. I think it's just something you have to really, really consider. Just question the decision making from the head coach at this point for those reasons. So getting the argument of, one, I also agree this random 24-year-old individual, as much of a go-getter as some people will say she is, because somebody that I guess one of her like pageant competitors for Miss Missouri or whatever she was at said, like, no, the girl smart, she's really liked, she's a go-getter, so on and so forth. I get it, cool. They even said she could probably run a football team. I get it, cool. However, Bill, You have been in this job for over 2 decades. You know what goes into being a head football coach at literally the highest level. You have been to the highest point anybody in pro football would ever want to get to, and that's being in the Super Bowl. You have the most individual Super Bowls out of almost any head out of almost every head coach that I've seen, besides what, Don Shula?
I think he's got more than Shula, but
Is it
I'd have to look.
Shula, Lombardi? But either way, you've gone down as one of the greatest head coaches of NFL in NFL history, and you have this 24-year-old girlfriend. Not only, like, the one thing that we saw her coming on the field during the practice, like a pro thing, no big deal, whatever. She's helping him fix his mic or whatnot. Cool. You
Mhm.
were on you were on an interview on
That's
national
what I said.
television, and they're not talking to you.
We got to see the interview first. Like that's what, like before we, because I got to see the interview of how it's going down. Because I know that's how
Because
we're
that's my main
describing it.
problem for yeah. Without seeing the interview, my main problem is, ma'am, they're not talking to you. I don't care if you're the manager or not. If you are the manager, being a manager would have meant that you went and got these interview questions prior to and went ahead and vetted them before they gave them to him. You're not going to sit there and interject in the interview and shut down questions from the sidelines. What are you doing? That's not how managing works. What's
So,
going on, Steve? What's going on, dog?
so
Salute.
yo, what's up, Steve? So I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, and this is coming because you knew this was my job when I was in the military. Like
Right.
literally, this was my job when I
Right.
was there. If you have these questions or you like, hey, this is what we're gonna talk about X, Y, and Z. Like as the PA rep, when you're there and you're watching your expert get these questions from interviewee. If they are asked these questions, these tough questions, or these questions that you know you're not accounting for in the middle of an interview, yes, you would interject. Now, I'm gonna say this: she is not in any official capacity Bill's chief operating officer or public relations manager. Like I know for a fact, like we all know, she has not been officially hired by North Carolina as their public relations manager. So yeah, you're right in the sense that she doesn't have a right to interject like that. If she was, or if there was a PR manager that was there, they do have that right to interject if the conversation is going way different than they wanted to. But I say we check out this interview first to see how this goes.
Right. And before we do, I got like extra little piece that I got coming in here. So from what I've also read is apparently Bill has gone as far as to request she get CC'd on every email.
Yeah, that's what I just read in that article.
The other thing is, one, you interjecting on the question of how did you two meet shouldn't have came to as a surprise to you. That question should not have been surprising to you.
We've all been asking that question since it got aired out.
People been asking that question since 2021. They've been asking that question for 4 years.
We've
You
been asking that
expect, what
question
did you
since-
expect?
since the ring cam.
I get that the interview is for his book. I get the interview is about him and the book that he wrote. I get that. And I also get wanting to keep that interview on that topic. However, the fact that you didn't even think of, especially if you're supposed to be his manager and running Bill Belichick Productions or whatever you're supposed to be doing, if you didn't have the inkling at all to think that this question was going to come up, then you might want to step down and let somebody else more professional than you do it, because that was a question that you should have immediately saw coming. Every time you get an interview anywhere from this point on, especially now that you become more in front of the camera and you become more of a stable piece when it comes down to Bill Belichick, they're going to ask you, how did you get here? Who are you? Where did you come from? How did you get here? They're going to continue to ask you because the man is 73 years old. You are 25.
Not giving it a
You
bypass.
would be half dumb to think they're not going to ask you these questions.
Not giving her an excuse, but she's 25. She ain't gonna think that.
You would be half dumb to think that these questions aren't going to
I'm saying I'm not giving her the excuse. I'm just and you know that she would be dumb enough not to think that. Now, a logical 25-year-old who really is trying to put themselves in these rooms and these positions would know that.
Let's pause right there for a second. Logical 20. No, we'll pause right there for a second. Logical 25-year-old. Do you know that man thanked her after signing her logic book on that plane that they met on? She taught him logic on that plane. He said, "Thank you for teaching me logic," when he signed that book for her. She was in school getting an education and a degree in logic.
Wrong one. That wasn't what I wanted. I think it might.
What you need is the what was it? Price is Right. Because
hey,
and even not even speaking from common sense logic, from the thought of a book that you learn logic from, you need to be half dumb to not expect that question to come up. Let's watch the interview. I'm gonna put on my shirt. Put on that.
Oh Lord! All right.
Put on the
all right. He said, "Let's put on the interview because my man."
I had to get my Shannon Sharp lean real quick. Put on the interview.
You don't want to be Shannon Sharp right now.
Just the lean.
All right, just the lean.
Just the lean.
All right.
You see this?
So which one? They got the 8-minute one, a 1 minute, and then this 2-minute one. Should we do this 2-minute one, or?
Let's do the 2-minute one because it looks like that's actually might show something.
All right.
Watch to get for a discount code to Restream's upload and stream. Being a content creator.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
Oh!
Bill Belichick's girlfriend, Jordan Hudson, awkwardly interrupted his CBS Sunday morning interview over a question about the pair's relationship. Journalist Tony DeCopo asked the football coach how he and his 24-year-old girlfriend met, but before he could respond, Hudson interrupted off camera.
How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
The segment, which aired April 27th, also included another interjection from Hudson before the CBS Mornings co-host noted in a voiceover that Hudson was a constant presence during their interview while displaying a photo of the Miss Maine pageant contestant standing by her 73-year-old boyfriend. Belichick did address, however, how he deals with the public interest over the couple's relationship. The pair have a nearly 50-year age gap.
You have Jordan right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I feel like is best for me and what's right.
Additionally, the former NFL coach commented on loved-up photos Hudson has shared of the duo on Instagram.
You joined InstaFace, as you put it. I love that. There's some great pictures of you and Jordan, where you're a fisherman and she's a mermaid. It's charming. It's a different side of you. What's the reaction been like?
What's it been like?
To have these different sort of photos. There's another one where you're doing, I know you're not into meditation or yoga or Pilates. You're balancing Jordan on your feet. She's doing kind of the Titanic pose.
Yeah, so I'm on some of those social media platforms, but I honestly don't follow them.
Bill don't know how to answer that question. Bill's too old for that question.
So let me say this, bro. Hold up. First things first. I'm gonna say this. One, because a multitude of things came in my mind. One, America, y'all need to have the same energy about Bill in this gap that y'all got about Shannon in old girl gap, age gap. I just need the energy to be consistent. That's all I need.
I can't agree with it.
Why?
The only reason why I can't agree with it is because one of them is getting sued and the other isn't.
Nah. At the end of the day, Shannon 50, she 20. Bill 70, she's 24. No, we not doing that. I'm sorry. I need the same energy. Now I get the suing part, everything. However,
here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. When Bill met his girlfriend, she could legally drink. Shannon's still can't.
I thought she was 23 now.
She's 20.
No, they met when she was 19. Right. They met when she was 19. She's 23 now, or like 22 now. She could drink now.
She might be 22 now. She could drink now.
Yeah, she could drink now.
And all this nonsense was going on. She couldn't drink legally.
Yeah, I do know she was underage when they. I do know she was not underage, but she was 19 when they met.
She had to do what all of us did: find a bootleg or go to some house party with somebody else about to look at. We ain't going nowhere and buying away. Had to find
you know nothing about that, neither do I.
Had to find a place somewhere.
But also I do want to say this. When I look at that interview, at least the clip that we just saw, one, logic was not hitting that girl in the head, because how you not expect that question to come up or whatsoever?
Like I said, just like they've been all over it since y'all got together.
Two, I'm looking at it here like Bill, like you said, Bill looks too old for these questions. And I'm gonna say this: that fisherman photo, that just looks cringy to me. It looks cringy as hell. It's cringy as hell.
Because here's the other thing: because if you looked on his face, as soon as they asked him about the photo, like how was the reception, you can tell in his mind people hated it. First thing that went through his mind, people went to the front. People said it was disgusting. Let me find out a better answer, because she's gonna be pissed if I say that.
Like, it's that, and then not only those thought process. When Bill said, I've never cared about what anybody thinks. Fair. I just felt fair. Then he finished it with, I just felt like doing what's right. Bill, my boy, you were 69 when you met her at 21. You're 72 now, and she's 24. What was right about this? What was right about this? Like, how is that right, bro? She legally, and I'm not even being facetious when I say this, could be your granddaughter.
I say like granddaughter age. Now, and the other thing about it is, the part, like I said, the part that continues to annoy is the fact that, one, you hopped in, you kept interjecting in an interview that's not about you. You're not a PR manager. You're not his, and you may be his manager, but you're not a PR advisor.
You are not in any official capacity.
My problem is the fact that you're having to interject in an interview where the interviewer has to turn and respond to you is a distraction. Because one, you're not comfortable enough to answer certain questions. Two, I get wanting to try to keep the focus on the book. However, anytime a book interview is done, I don't know how many you've seen. I don't know where you've seen them. Every time there's somebody interviewing something about an artistic creation, they always ask the artist about themselves. They ask about the book a little bit, just to kind of get some feel, some context, or whatever the thing he created, the music.
You usually ask them where they draw inspiration from, or did anything happen in life? Exactly. Was there something that
they ask a little bit about your inspiration? They ask a little bit about what the book's about, or whatever the creation it is that you made is about. After that, they're asking about you. Because the whole point of the interview is to know about you, the person who is behind the creation. That's what they want to know, because they want to be able to sell you, the person who made it. The reason why I know that, because I had to do that a few months ago. I hate trying to sell myself. I hate it.
Pause. What are you out here on the corner, dog? Like what? Hey, you better make that keyboard work and stop playing with me.
That's why I hate having to do it, because I ain't trying to be on no corner. That's the whole point. I should be able to throw something out in the world and it sell its damn self. What I got to do it for? Exactly. Here, book. Who? Everybody buy it. I just better throw a book out and money comes back. That's what I want.
Hey, listen,
but here's
make that keyboard work and quit playing with me.
Quit playing with me. So my problem is, it shows to me that you don't have a basic understanding of how how TV interviews work. You don't have a basic understanding on how managerial work when it comes down to interviews works. It shows me that you have no basic logistical sense of what could potentially arise in these interviews, despite the fact that this has been an on-running theme for 4 years. Did you just forget that there's a 50-year age gap? Did you just forget that this man has gone down as one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks of all time, so the media is on his neck almost all the time?
Side note, he has the most with 6. I double down.
There we go. And it has the most Super Bowl wins of any coach in NFL history. Did you forget all of that as a thing? Or are you fully invested in all that, know that's what this is, and using that to promote yourself until at some point his being old can no longer profit you? That's what I'm wondering.
Or Alzheimer's can be transferred through osmosis.
Or
it can be transferred through That's a bad visual.
Or you're taking advantage of old people, which honestly is just
that is actually probably the most logical one right there. Taking advantage of old people.
Using this old man's popularity to promote yourself as an individual. Because anybody heard of Bill Belichick Productions? Of Belichick Productions? Has that ever been a thing, or did you just make this up yourself?
I ain't gonna front. I've never heard of Belichick Productions. If anybody, I'm gonna be honest with you. If there is anybody throughout the history of football that Bill has worked with that could have been the head of Belichick Productions, it would have been Randy Moss. Because Randy Moss was the only one who could get him to do stuff that didn't make sense. You know what I mean? He got Bill to pop out to a Halloween party. I ain't gonna lie, this man been Googling so much stuff. That joint say Belize, Beyonce, the Falcons. Like, bro, are you about to go to Nicaragua or something? Like, what's happening?
Belichick Productions is the company associated with Bill Belichick, the former New England Patriots coach, and his girlfriend, Jordan Hudson. You made this up on the spot. This is new. This is brand new. This ain't even 2 years old.
Nah, I'm going to say this.
Company,
it's an LLC. That's what it is.
It's an LLC.
It's an LLC.
And business activities are not fully clarified. It appears to be involved in managing Belichick's personal brand and potentially developing media projects.
It's an LLC.
If you don't get this LLC LLC BS off my screen, off my internet, and out of Bill Belichick's life today,
bro, you want to know what's crazy? You want to know what's because we were talking about taking advantage of old people. You know that is going to be, if it turns out that Jordan was using him just to get famous and get a book out and whatever, and then she dumps him in like a big WWE heel turn type of deal. Do you know
not to introduce Steve Belichick as Bill's son to combat nepotism claims? We knew.
Okay, hold up. All right, hold up. Hold up. Where'd it go? We not to combat nepotism claims. Do you want the solo or do you want me?
Nepotism claim? This was April 16th. This was written.
You want the solo or you want me to get it?
This was a week and a half ago.
Do you want the solo cam to address that one or do you want me?
I got this.
You got it. All right.
Man, let me ask you something. I don't even need the solo cam for this. I got a question. I got a really deep-rooted question here. Where were you the last 30 years of Steve Belichick's life? Where were you? We all knew who Steve Belichick was. We all knew who all of them were. We know, and we've known for a while, this is nepotism. It is okay because honestly, at the end of the day, they're honestly good.
He's good at his job. Steve ain't bad at his job. That's one thing I'll say. He ain't bad at his job.
Hudson sent guidelines to the university on how to announce Steve's hiring, saying Steve should be depicted and represented as his own established, credible entity as opposed to an extension of Bill. We all know he's
his son. He is the literal extension of him.
It can easily be misinterpreted that Steve is simply benefiting from nepotism, but that is not the case. Steve was fortunate to have learned defensive football strategy from the greatest defensive mind of all time. He has earned his position due to his performance and output. We know this.
He is his son. That is the literal extension of this. You can't get no more extended from. Extendo clipdo.
Referred to him as the son of Bill Belichick. Steve announced as the team's defensive coordinator and linebackers coach. In that announcement, UNC referred to him as the son of Bill Belichick. Hudson also told the school to avoid using pictures of Bill and Steve together as a way to combat nepotism claims and make Steve's career stand on its own. In addition to advising UNC on Steve's hiring, Hudson also mentioned the school about moderating content on social media pages per The Athletic. Is there anyone monitoring the USC football page for slanderous commentary and subsequently deleting it, blocking users that are harassing BB in the comments? Hudson asked on February 13th. On Valentine's Day, Belichick followed up. I cannot believe that UNC would support my being called a predator, he wrote. Wow. UNC confirmed it hid or blocked comments about their personal life, but did not find any instances in which Belichick was called a predator. Belichick and Hudson relationship has been on subject to criticism due to their age gap. Hudson does not hold an official position with UNC or its football team.
Stop right there. Go right. UNC confirmed it hid and blocked comments about their. So it ain't the fact that UNC knows these comments are coming. So this goes back. So this goes back to her. If UNC themselves are confirming, and you know what? Yeah, I gotta double down and support you on this one. If UNC themselves are hiding and blocking comments, which apparently you are chief operations of Belichick Productions, so you're probably in on it, on seeing them block comments about your brand assets, then why wouldn't you think in the interview they might ask about your relationship?
But it makes no sense to me that you wouldn't think this would happen. And then they're saying that raised eyebrows when reports emerged suggesting he asked UNC to copy Hudson on emails. Given the content of the emails that emerged Tuesday, it appears Hudson is essentially acting in some sort of PR role for Belichick.
Yeah, that's the same article in Bleacher Report that I read here earlier.
Belichick's girlfriend delayed CBS interview for 30 minutes after. You know what? Let me get out.
No. All right, bro. We gonna go.
Where my thing go? There it is. Thank you.
Yeah, nah, because
here's
not doing that. You are irked. You are irked. That's the clip right there. That man just
next thing.
Seething. All right. So ending on that next thing. So don't know if any of y'all have seen. Don't know if any of y'all have heard. However, Bill Belichick has announced that they will be hosting youth football summer camps this upcoming year, which is honestly a beautiful thing in itself. And I'm trying to pull up the schedule here so the kiddos can see it.
9th and 12th graders.
Let me, where it at? Because I just seen it. There you are. All right, so here we go. There we go. All right, Joe. So for all you 9th to 12th graders, if you in the biz, if you're trying to get there, if you're trying to get Bill to see you, there will be 3 one-day camps in the summer in June. You have June 1st, June 4th. You have Sunday, June 1st, Wednesday, June 4th, and Sunday, June 8th. All of those will be at 12 p.m. Now, we'll also say special teams, so kickers, punters, long snappers, and so forth, y'all camps are on those same days, but at 9 a.m. Sorry, y'all don't do much on the field except for kick, punt. So, yeah, y'all got to get there early. And then there will be a 7-on-7 and O-line D-line camp, which goes through the 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th, and that starts at 9 a.m. So, guys, if you are interested in that, parents, if you're looking for a camp to get your kid to, because sometimes these camps are how they get exposure and things of that nature, you can sign up for this camp. It's at BillBelichickFootballCamps.com. You can find it here on their Twitter, on the UNC Twitter page right there. If you can see to the right here.
Do have some additional information for all the parents. If there are any parents here that want to try it.
The main thing is
players ninth grade and above, no college players are eligible for these camps. All specialists, kickers, punters, and deep snappers are encouraged to notify us by email or phone to make special arrangements. Specialist camp registration will begin at 9 a.m. and will conclude at 10 a.m. And specialists will camp from 10 a.m. to approximately 2. Please arrive early. The other thing is, each day is a $53 registration for each one-day camp. Requirements for registration, just make sure you register online. There are no meals included in the cost of the camp. Overnight lodging on campus is neither included nor available. And there are local hotels that you can go to. If you play another position in offense or defense, you can participate once the special teams portion has concluded. The Sunday schedule is from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. is the registration time. Camp ends at approximately 5:30. Kickers, punters, and deep snappers registration is 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and your camp ends at 2. And that is going to be every day for the 3 days on the one-day camps. The O-line, D-line camps, about the same. Camp for high school teams only. No individual prospects may attend. O-line, D-line camps are for offensive and defensive linemen who are held in conjunction with the 7-on-7 camps. The camp is a half-day camp and will end at 1. O-line, D-line are players entering the ninth grade and above. No college players. Helmets are required for the O-line, D-line camp. No exceptions. The university will not provide helmets for participants. So you have to make sure you get that from your high school if you can get it. If you can't, unfortunately, parents, you will have to go buy one. And I do not suggest having to do that if you can help it.
That is a brand new helmet. You're looking at $450 to $500.
Right. All campers must pre-register online unless you are coming with your high school team who are participating in the 7-on-7 camps. See here. Registration time is from 9 o'clock to 10:30. Camp ends at approximately 1:30, and that is a $28 fee, which is the $25 base plus a $3 fee. Same thing with the other ones, $53, $50 base, $3 fee.
Here's my thing. How is the one-day camps $50, but the OLDL camp, which has one more day, and it's 7-on-7, it's the 7-on-7 camp too. But a lot of these,
you're probably getting that based off of whatever you're charging the high school as a team. And then with the O-line, D-line camp, it's half the time compared to the one-day camps.
Okay.
So with the one-day camps, I think you're only going from 10 o'clock to 1 or 11 o'clock to 1, as compared to the one days that are 12. I think 10 o'clock to 5:30. So you got more time, more stuff's going on, so you're gonna charge more for it, I guess.
Makes sense.
Yeah, just go on to BillBelichickFootballCamps.com if you are interested in doing that. I know I sound like church announcements, but there you go.
We're going to church. Now lock the doors.
Except that one door over there.
Dang it, not again.
That's the one closest to the bathroom.
Listen, we got to keep that one open because Miss Shirley, she need the bathroom open at all times.
All right. Moving on to our birthdays this week.
There are we have no more birthdays for the month of April, and I will be scouring the roster to get our May birthdays up. So our May birthdays will be starting as of next week, our May announcements. So we'll make sure to get those. These do sound like church announcements at the end. This just sound like church announcers. Like you got, you got Bible study camp or what was it? What was it you to call it?
Youth choir.
You got youth choir.
Bible study.
You got Bible study.
Choir.
Hey, what was that one camp you always go? What's the one camp you always go to in the summer for like 3 weeks? Vacation Bible School. There it is. There it is. Vacation Bible School. You got Vacation Bible School, and then we got birthday announcements.
The children will be going on a trip to the park for Vacation Bible School this week.
Please let us know.
Please make sure that you sign up your child at the paper on the back desk.
If you're going to be bringing a sandwich, please let us be known. If you are going to be buying a lunch, please make sure you include that in your registration for the camp.
The meals will be provided, but please make sure that you send your child with some money in case they want to buy some souvenirs or snacks during the trip.
If any of your children have allergies, please reach out to us immediately and let us know, and we will make sure to have your child's meals accommodated if you are not preparing their own meals.
All right.
Oh Lord.
Leading to
takeaway of the week.
Takeaway of the week.
I started last week, and it became one of the funniest clips that I can't wait to. Honestly, I can't wait to when this channel I can post longer clips because I'm gonna bring that back. I'm gonna repost it on this specific channel, so when we can post longer clips than a minute.
I don't know. I think I've posted longer than minutes, but I'll see. I have to check on that.
I know it varies because I know the more you post, then it's like, all right, now you can post shorts up to 3 minutes or X, Y, and Z.
Right.
But
all right,
I'm gonna let you start this week and let me get you the sound bite.
Tar Heel takeaway of the week. And no, I'm not gonna go in the obvious route of tearing Jordan Hudson a new one again, or whatever her name is. Tar Heel takeaway of the week. Make sure that you teach your grandparents and your parents the basics of social media. Don't teach them nothing advanced. Don't teach them about nothing else. Just show them how to upload a picture, take a picture, comment, and log off. Because what you get when you don't teach them that is that you have situations like what you have with Bill having another random 24-year-old come in and teach him what Instaface is. Because what you got now is you have a PR manager teaching a 73-year-old man how to use Instagram. Don't wait until it's too late. Get in front of the issue before it rears its ugly head.
Why does it
Don't
sound like
allow your money grubbing uncles. Don't allow your uncles with money to have the internet alone. Make sure that you set up the profile for them, that you have the passwords, that you know what they're getting into, because your parents, uncles, grandparents with money can't be trusted by themselves. You need to keep an eye on them. The same way they kept an eye on you before when they kept telling you, if you ain't in by the time the street lights come on, that's your neck. Make sure you tell them if you ain't logged out of Instagram by 8:30 p.m., if you don't take that post down by tonight, I'm taking your phone away. I'm locking you out of it. I'm deleting your accounts. Steve, or the other brother whose name I forget right now, take your daddy's phone away from him. I know he ain't on it like that. Take it away from him anyway. Be careful. Be cautious. Because I see some problems on the horizon, and it ain't going to be his fault. It ain't. But the fact about it is he allowed it to happen, so it is his fault. Be careful with your parents on the internet. It's a wild west out there. They don't know what's going on.
That's fair.
And make sure you keep them a safe distance. If you don't, we will get more Jordan. We will get more Jordan Hudsons, and we don't need them. Thank you. You have a great night now.
Not to have a great night.
Have a nice night now.
Oh Lord. All right. Well, after my very, very animated takeaway last week, my Tar Heel takeaway of the week this week. Hey, yo, content creators. If you are creating videos and you are getting towards the end of a project, specifically if you're making video game content and you're making them into episodic parts that your followers love, and you get to the end, do not tease like you're going to cut off the ending and make it into another part after you've already told everybody, hey, yo, this is the final part. Do not in the middle of said episode tease like it's going to end in the middle, right then and there, and you're going to have to wait another week, wait another day, wait another time for this. You want to know why? Because we get frustrated. We get mad. We're not trying to wait another time. We're not trying to wait next week. We're not trying to wait for your next upload. So if you are about to sit there and think, oh, this will be a funny joke for my content viewers, I want to get a reaction out of it. Ha, 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 ha. Funny. Some old BS. There's children watching, so I had to censor myself. But don't do it. If it's the final episode, make it the final episode and don't tease like you're going to cut me off the same way you've done all 17 other parts where you cut it off when stuff was getting good. I ain't having it.
Appreciate y'all for tuning in for another week of North Carolina Live.
That's the whole clip right there. Just, But
remember, join us here every Tuesday, 9 p.m. Oh, so I know I posted this up. So a quick announcement before going into it. For about three episodes, we're going to be a little late because I have some prior engagement scheduled for the next couple of days.
He's leaving us.
I'm not leaving y'all. I'm just showing up a little late to the party. But we will still be here every Tuesday like we said we will. So we'll see y'all next week. It's like I'm your boy, Ricebox 26. That's your other boy over there, Tornado McCray, aka Captain Hooligan, the 4th, the 6th, not the 7th.
Captain of the Hooligan Express. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how we do. We love each and every one of y'all. Please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so y'all know when y'all get these videos. Because, hey, bro, we are funny, but we're also comedic and just plain stupid at times. But we love each and every one of you, as he said. Hope to see y'all again next week. And until next time, Tar Heel Nation, peace out. We'll see.
Beep. Hit the button.